So I want a couple of you guys to share with me your cause and your new opportunity. You were up first. Whoosh.
All right, cool. So our cause. We are creating an army of certified fitness nutrition specialists who are improving people's health by creating custom nutrition plans. And our opportunity is a complete nutrition software system to leverage and scale their business.
Okay, what questions do you guys have for her? Did she do it? Good, bad, in the middle? Okay, say it again so every now that you know you're on the cue. You guys are coaching her through this. Okay, so talk about the cause first. Just talk about just as a whole. Okay.
So we are creating an army of certified fitness nutrition specialists. That's what we do. We certify people who are improving people's health by creating custom nutrition plans or programs.
As opposed to
one size fits all cookie cutter, 60, 40, 40, 60, 20, 20, endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph programs, the generic, putting people in categories, right? Those are generic plans that they try and fit people in. We do custom based on the individual.
So you're fighting against the cookie cutter box programs.
Yes.
And you're making it true.
Complete custom based upon you. Your plan is different than your plan, is different than your plan.
Yeah, so you're helping people not get harmed by people that are doing the cookie cutter plan that's not made for them. We're going after nutrition.
Yeah, we don't work with the end users. So we work with the business owners.
So you're helping building an army that's going to protect the consumer from bad plans.
Yeah, and generic things that are, again, grouping people into big groups that don't, what works for you may not work for her. So like, I'm gonna get controversial here.
Good, that's what I want to hear. We need some controversy.
Ketones work for some people. However, they don't work for others. And it's just, we know this from studies, we know this, and it's really, from clinical research, et cetera, right? So ketones, there was this great big marketing deal that they did, and they caught the wave of that, but by clinical studies, we know that there's differences, right? It just doesn't work for everybody. So it does work for some. Yes?
So I'm very auditory. I picked up that you used the word improvement in the description somewhere. And we were talking about like improvements, change, like you don't want to work on things. So instead, new opportunity, how about like reinventing or just switching that word there for something that is new and not like having to make better or less? You see it?
I think it was in the improving.
Right. So like reinventing or something like something new instead of improving their old model.
Okay.
Cool. Any other things? Mike?
So I know a bit of your backstory. So I was just wondering if you've worked on improving your charismatic leader to match your avatar.
Great question. So we work in this business together. He is traditionally the face of the business because he is the dietitian, he is the expert, he is, et cetera. So it's primarily him as the avatar, I'm sorry, not the avatar, but as the charismatic leader. He's so charismatic.
Because I'm the most charismatic person I've ever met.
That's why I gotta like bump it up, okay? So what's the question in that though?
Last year there seemed to be a bit of a disconnect from your webinar intro, or not the what's it called? I guess you could go to webinar, I think it was mostly you talking. And then when we looked at your people who showed up, it was mostly dudes. And so I wanted to see Lucho more in the front because for that avatar, I was thinking that you should be splitting. So targeting.
But our market is really like, we're talking almost entirely 50-50. It's like 51-49. I mean, we're really split down the middle.
Just like the farm I went to, it was 90% net.
Okay.
Right? And so that's something.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with it, but I thought you could have it on your targeting. I think it would be better to have like target men with Lucho and target them with you.
Oh, that's a cool idea. I like that a lot.
John?
So you're trying to get the dietitians and personal trainers, right? That's
Gym owners, nutrition store, yes.
yeah. So what's the opportunity for them?
The opportunity for them is a system. It's a complete system, customized system for their end clients.
Cool. So I want to make sure we capture that they see a brand new opportunity, not just an improvement. You know what I mean?
Right, that's what we're saying. So this is a brand new opportunity. So a lot of these gym facilities, or even personal trainers, but gyms, nutrition stores, et cetera, they actually don't have a nutrition piece, or they're giving it away for free. They're just giving nutrition advice. They're not monetizing it, and they don't know how to leverage and scale it. And so it's a complete system that allows them to do that.
That's one of the questions I have. So we created a program called Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge, because there's a lot of people that get certified in nutrition through IIN and Precision Nutrition, which are great courses when it comes to nutritional knowledge, but they can't run a business, they can't make money. So now that I'm looking at what you just shared with us, Monetize Your Nutrition Knowledge is more how do you make your shitty job better, as opposed to how do we give you a better opportunity or something new. So that's what my light bulb went off right now, and I'm going, well, how do we change the message so that they can not feel that they're wrong about what they do, but how can we not enhance what they do, but give them a completely new, and what we offer is a systematic approach to running a nutrition counseling practice.
So I'm thinking, let's lead with let's lead with client acquisition is probably what they're looking for. Like increase client acquisition, or be able to charge way more because now you have to earn a golden piece. Like one of the more.
Yeah, and that's part of our message is, what's the CCA? It's Convert, Create, Automate. So that's the tagline of our program. So how to convert new clients, how to create custom nutrition plans, and how to automate the process where you get paid.
I mean, what's people you want, your customer wants to have an impact, correct? And they want to have an impact on people's lives. So I think that's what you focus on, is as the transformation or as the new opportunity. Like it's gym owners, right?
Right. Well, gym owners, nutritionists.
Yeah. Their exercise. But this instantly makes you have, change these people's lives completely. Something of that nature, right? Like you go from just having a gym to having this incredible, however you want to word that. I mean, I think that's what would get them fired up. Is to offer them this immediate path to becoming so much more of an impact on people's lives when it comes to the gym.
Yeah, the message is clear with gym owners. What gives them the problem with people who sign up for gyms is that they don't get results and they quit. So we all know that results, well, people that are in the industry know that results are created in the kitchen, not so much in the gym. It depends on what you put in your mouth. So by having a gym who offers nutrition counseling as well, it improves their membership retention, and then more people want to join the gym because they see people walking out of their own shape.
One fear, though, I think, is all the gym owners I know are overworked and underpaid and burned out, right? I don't think they want more people in their gym.
No, they just want to be able to make more money. They want their members to stay there. It's like you want people to keep paying $97 a month. They want people to keep paying their membership every month.
Yeah.
Actually, the other thing is they want to be able to offer them so they know what they're getting every month from the gym, right? So what this system does is it gives them an additional income stream. So from the same members, from the exact same members. So it's increasing their income.
So no new members and just more money.
Yep, we have an exact
Give some,
system.
Bart. I want to hear yours.
Yeah, so.
He always yells at me. Just kidding.
Anyways, so I race pedal bikes a lot, so I'm just going to give you an example of a company I worked with here recently called Infinite Nutrition. You may want to go look at it. Do custom formulations for everything your nutrition's in your bottle as you race. Okay, they were trying to sell that to cyclists and ultra athletes. Best product there is on the market, but no one was buying it. As soon as we brought the concept in, the fact that at aid stations, you don't have to stop for 5 seconds at an aid station. It cuts down your race time. Aid stations where you lose the most amount of time in a race. Right. Plus, you feel better than you ever have on a bike because everything's in your water bottle versus having to figure out gel and all your timing. And you customize that blend as you do that, right? So those benefits were not clear, and the aid station key was not in there. As soon as you bring in our pain as racers, and that's the aid station, right? When you're in there, that's what sold everybody. So now every guy I race with is using Infinite Nutrition as a custom plan. They don't use my exact blend, maybe, because we had customized just like you're talking about. But the aid station's what our pain is, so they address that pain instantly. We're in. I don't think you're hitting the pain. Right. Everybody's got a custom formulation. Everybody I hear from you got a dietitian like, oh, we'll customize you. We'll get your food right. Yeah, that's not my necessarily my pain. The pain is aid stations. What's their pain? Figure out that, then you got the solution, right?
It's $1 per head in your facility.
Well, they said that in ours too, but if I take a gel and all that and I add it all up, it actually costs more than me putting it in one bottle.
Yeah, and then the other challenge is we have gym owners that are part of our target market, and there's no way to find those in Facebook. I mean, you don't know, they don't say I'm a gym owner, so to market to them it's difficult. And our other huge market for us is supplement stores. Most people that know what they're doing, like yourself, you go to a supplement store, you buy your products, you leave, and you come back when they run out. Right. The other type of person is the one that goes into the
So what about this? Let me step back. So right now you're targeting all these gym owners, supplement shops. Like, what if you targeted new people who just wanted to become nutritionalists? Like, that's a whole new opportunity. It's a whole new thing. Like the retired stay-at-home moms but it's a whole new opportunity to them. Because right now, my guess is that, and I'm going to talk about status here in a minute, but my guess, if I own a nutritional store, I think that I know everything about nutrition. So you come in like, I'm going to teach you nutrition. You're like, dude, I own a nutritional store, right? You've got this thing, and they've got the status, and you're lowering their status by bringing your product, which is why there's so much resistance. Whereas you find someone, a new thing where it's like, we're bringing this to a whole new segment of the market that you're not now competing on status. You're able to come in and like start this new thing. It could be a huge difference.
So,
She's cringing like crazy. Tony Robbins was here. Where's Mandy?
okay, so the reason we have not gone to the end user on this is
Not the end user. I'm saying.
people who want to become. So, okay, finding them then I guess is do you love, health and fitness or nutrition? Would you like a new, I'm not quite sure how to address that.
It's way easier than how you're addressing it now, just so you know. So it will be easier because Liz was turning random people off the street to now, hey, you are now a social media manager. Like they're putting this new person into a business. Ryan and Perry, same thing. They said the best offer they ever had was their Let's Get Social because it said put someone into a business. The problem you have right now is you're going against people who already have a business, and it's a status game. So it's you versus them, and if they feel like you have higher status than them, then they will then come to you and do it. If not, it'll never work. Where here, it's like it's a whole new group of people, and like
You sell those things.
And the gym owners are gonna question whether your system can truly come up with something better than what they've already done.
if you told my wife, my wife's into exercise now, if you're like, hey Colette, this is the deal. How would you like to make an extra $500 a week and you helping your friends that are overweight to fix their nutrition? She'd be like, what? Whole new opportunity. You just plugged her into a business. Yeah, you can't have my wife's phone number, Lucho.
Okay, that's thank you. That's a whole nother pathway. Yeah.
But that's what we were doing initially. We're going after people who want to become certified fitness nutrition specialists. And we have a huge competition with IIN and Precision Nutrition. They have like 1.2 million visitors per month to their website.
But Russell's fighting venture capitalists all day long to see how he repositioned with what's I got to do to reposition, just like he's doing, fighting the same battle.
Yeah, and it's a business. It's a complete business versus just getting a certification. Okay.
And certified people, again, you're always fighting against everyone's going through certification as a status. Like you are their expert, you are their leader. Like you just showed them a movement. You're gonna change your friends and family's lives. Here's a new opportunity. You plug them into business, and now these people will follow you to the end of the earth. Whereas other people, you're always fighting the status game. Which I'm gonna talk about status. I'm getting excited about that part. Cool.
Thanks.
All right, give them a round of applause. Is that good? Thank you everyone for doing that. Yeah, let's do one more. Do you want to do yours, Mark? Thanks you guys for all the feedback. My guess is that was a paradigm shift for them that'll affect them forever. So that's awesome. Thanks everybody.
Okay, my number one, the charismatic leader, attractive character would be internet entrepreneurs and small business owners, which is basically me. And my cause will be keep more of your hard-earned money, give less to the government without going to jail. Okay? I got without going to jail from Russell last time. And my new opportunity would be more money, less risk, more time with your family, more cash flow.
What do you guys think?
What is your opportunity?
Well, the opportunity is to show people how they can, most people when they try to, I'm an investment advisor, I do insurance, things like that. Most people are always trying to get a 1 or 2 50% better rate of return. And there's more money to be made in finding where you're losing money unknowingly and unnecessarily. So I'm going to try to show them where they're going to lose their money unknowingly and unnecessarily. And you would have, if you could keep more of your own money, then you have to work less. Huh? Free money, that's more cash flow, more money. But less risk too. You don't have to take as much risk. If someone wants to get a bigger rate of return and they're in the regular investments, they have to take on a lot more risk.
You're showing them how to. You're showing them how to keep money they already have, correct?
Or that they're given away to the government and without them knowing that they don't have to. There might be ways that they can do things where they can keep more of their money.
So the opportunity is instant, free.
Instant free money?
That's a system.
It's already there, it's something you're just putting it out.
And instant free money for an internet entrepreneur or small business owner, or for like the general public? How are you seeing it when you say that?
I'm saying for your customer, I mean, that's what you're offering them, this opportunity. It's like, you already have all this money.
Is this a product or a business opportunity or what is it?
You'll instantly have more.
It's like an information product.
So they can essentially go here, get this information, and they're gonna learn how to keep more of their money, correct?
And eventually, well, when he did that ladder, I'm in the process of writing my second book. It takes a lot of time to write a book. And so I wasted my time trying to do all parts of the ladder instead of just focus on the perfect webinar. And at the last
Did I tell you to not read another book last time?
What'd you say? Yeah. So at the last Inner Circle, he says, just do the perfect webinar until you make $1 million. So now in my book bag here, I already have a perfect webinar made out. So I'm trying to figure out how to just craft that and just keep on working that.
So the biggest thing you're struggling. So he's a financial advisor, right? Like, I think the biggest problem is that you're always talking about like keeping more money. It's like an improvement thing, right? We're gonna keep less money. Like, what's the big new like me as a business owner, like everyone's told me a million times, like you can save more money, we can cut your taxes, and like those things don't inspire me to move, right? It's all about vehicles of change. Like what inspires me to change? Like what inspired me to change on stuff? I look at the big financial investments I made was like a new opportunity. Like when someone came and explained captives to me, like that was a new opportunity. I'm like, holy crap, are you saying I can put all my money in this thing tax-free? And it was a new opportunity. They got me to shift millions of dollars into this new vehicle, right? So for me, it's like cutting, I don't know, does losing, like spending less money on taxes inspire any of you guys to give them a call?
No, but if you had a new system that showed me how I can like double or triple keep what I have and really explain it and say it's a new system, then yeah, I would want to be.
Yeah, like a very tangible
Now, well, most people,
thing.
if you say captive to them, which I don't think is the proper thing to say, then they wouldn't know what a captive is. I mean, I do, but.
But I was pitched it was like, hey, there's this new thing, Russell. Like, we're all trying to save taxes, a bunch of crap we do, but check out, there's this new thing we can do. Check this out.
Okay.
And then explains the whole thing. This is what it's called. And it was like, whoa, it was a new opportunity for me. They got me excited. Because I don't know how many times you tell me that you want to like lower my taxes. I don't believe you. No, not offense, but like anyone, like you hear it all the time. Like it's like when you see the lawyer commercials that are like they all have the exact same message. Like I don't believe you because all you guys are saying the same thing. Like so with you, it's like I know you can do 1,000 different things.
Yep.
And same thing, like my business, I can do 1,000 different things. But the only thing I really talk about is one, right? I talk about funnels because that's like the vehicle for change I use for people. So for you, it's like I know you can do 1,000 things, but like what's the one thing that puts somebody in a new opportunity that they don't really know about? That's like interesting. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that thing.
So don't mention the word taxes, or are you saying?
So you said something in our group right here. You said something in our group when we were there that I've thrown out to some of my folks, and you said the tax code was written to teach people to learn to be wealthy.
That's right.
It's like treasure right there.
So that should be my.
Nobody knows that. I think there's something really juicy.
So anyway, the tax code's written to get you to do what the government wants you to do. So if the government wants to, you to have more babies, they give you some earned income tax credits, right? If the government wants to people invest in oil and gas, they give you an oil and gas credits. So they form all these programs to stimulate the growth to get money into what they want you to get money into, and they do that all through the tax code.
Right, but you teach people how to make sure that they use it to their own well-being. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that could be the conversation, but I see the tax code.
So how the tax code can make you rich, or how the tax code can make you.
How to have the tax code work for you instead of flushing money down the toilet.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like to have the tax code make you rich.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm glad you said that, so that's good.
Right. We have this new Insta tax system. It's gonna double, triple revolutionize whatever you're trying to do.
The new loophole in the tax code allows you to boom. Because like a new loophole is like a new opportunity. If you look at the stock guys, they're always like, hey, I had a secret meeting with this dude and it turns out these stocks are gonna blow up. I'll tell you the stock number for $1 million. And those offers do good. It's like a new opportunity.
Loophole they don't want you to know about.
Yeah, like I would do a big thing about like you guys, like the whole evidence, like I just found out this new loophole. Holy crap. I got a buddy, Preston James, who has a huge $10 million a year stock business. And their whole business was built off of this one headline that's like the one piece of advice that's right 90 or 89.6% of the time, whatever it was. It was just like one little thing, and I don't understand trading at all, but it's like one little thing he figured out that's right 86% of the time. So his whole business is built off of like this new opportunity. If you look at this one chart, 86% of the time you're right, and that's it. It's like, what's the one loophole? Like, that's the new opportunity. It's like, we just found, oh my gosh, you guys, we found a loophole. Who here wants the loophole? Patrick wants it. Anyone else? You guys want it? Okay.
Loophole versus hidden secret? Loophole's better than hidden secret?
I think for years, loophole's cool.
I think you can actually follow Russell's titles, because it's really good with titles, where I don't remember exactly, but how I made 17,000 whatever a day. How you definitely knocked off too. It could be something patterned.
The unique, the weird loophole we found in tax code page 622, paragraph C3, that allowed me and 13 of my richest friends to evade taxes legally. Oh, who recorded that? I want that one. Let's write a pitch based on that.
So how soon can I get the recording of this?
That's extra.
Yes.
The transformation goes way beyond the money and the taxes and all that. It takes you from being a victim of the system to being empowered to have your life the way you want it, and nobody's going to take from you what they shouldn't take from you.
So that's coming down. That's coming down to the cause, right? The cause is like you don't like the government screwed us, you guys. Like this stamp has the cause, and then the opportunity is this new loophole. Like this is the loophole we found.
Crack the code of the tax code. I think something else too is talking about tax code turns me off. I don't want to understand the tax code. I just want an attractive character that's going to do it for you or make it simple, or 18-year-old kid did this one little trick that was easy. I want to know that I don't have to learn and understand the tax code.
You don't want to read 74,308 pages?
I just want that. 309.
Okay.
Russell always talks about having that one thing that goes against the grain of what society thinks that makes them want to say, oh, I should listen to this. You just came up with it, right? It was that, how does the tax code make you rich? Instead of, because everybody thinks about tax code, we all think about having to give up our hard-earned dollars most of the time, right? So, but switch it around where it's like a whole new concept. You need to say, hey, here's how the tax code, here's how the tax code make you rich, and that's where you're moving.
I told every one of my clients about this. I did that exact same thing, just to get them to understand and not be afraid of tax. Every single one.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of sense.
Something different, the new opportunity, maybe it's how to get rich by paying taxes. Because nobody thinks, how come you get rich by paying your taxes, but you should, if you know how. What the tax code's telling you. And figure out where it's right to pay and where it's right to structure so that you're paying less.
How to get rich by using the tax code.
I'd stick with the loophole.
Yeah, I think mine was way better. No offense, but because the loophole is a new opportunity. Like it's coming back. It's not improving. We don't want to improve something. We want a new opportunity. Like
The loophole pay less taxes legally. Loophole sort of implies escape too.
don't split test it. I'll win. Just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. Cool.
Tax hack.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like tax hackers. Like.
So I already got the domain name Tax Hacks for Millionaires, but that one inter-circle meeting, someone said that, so I bought the domain right away. Just like who mentioned the book, I already bought it. $9. It's already like,
It seems like with all of this, it's already a movement of people who are already looking for this sort of stuff anyway, and you're just like plugging into the kind of person that's going to want to even be interested in this.
So you think everyone would understand the word hack?
Well, I think that your demographic is going to understand whatever words that you use if you tune into that type of person, just like we're all a certain type of person, like demographic, right? Like Russell's done. We're looking at that as well.
Okay, great. Yes, sir.
Russell's loophole, and then the perfect place to market it would be all the preppers, because they're always thinking, you know, the government's against us, and we have
They are against us.
preppers. Yeah, those are people that are preparing for the end of the world.
Oh, okay.
It's coming soon.
Okay, I didn't know that. Learn something new.
Cool.
Anti-government.
All right. Give him a round of applause. Thank you. All right. Cool. So you guys see this process? So session one, my biggest, and I got kind of flustered in the middle because it's the first time I taught it, and I have all these things in my head, but I appreciate you guys helping because it's hopefully kind of coming out. But this is the thing I want you guys always focusing on as you're building this initially, is that you selling a product is one thing. I remember the first time I got this, I was actually at a Send Out Cards event, and anybody, did you send out cards? It's like really bad software that sends out cards. I guess really bad software. And I go to this event, and there's like 6,000 people in the room, and everyone's crying, and like tears come down their face. And I'm sitting next to David Fry, and David says, "You see that? He's like, this is a software company." I'm like, "That's not a software company." He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "It's a cult." And I said, "That's it." So like, the biggest thing, guys, is you can sell your one-off product, but if you want to sell a whole bunch of products to a bunch of people and inspire change and be a vehicle for change and get people to go from where they are to where you know that they can and should be, this is the stuff. Look at the people who are successfully doing it in our marketplace right now. I look at Garrett White, right? Is Garrett a charismatic leader? Okay. What's his cause? He's taking married businessmen who are frustrated and stuck and are miserable and showing them that they can have it all. Okay. That's his big mission. That's his cause. You can have it all. Married businessmen, you can have it all. What's his new opportunity? You come to Warrior Week and you become a man. Becoming a man again is a new opportunity. Up to this point, you've been a feminine man who's, and it's like, this is this new, like, we're going to release you and you're going to become a new person. Look at any of the people that have mass movements online or offline, like the people in the markets you're in, and notice this if they're doing it. And some are, some aren't. But if you understand the process, then you can reverse engineer it and you can start adding those things back in. Okay, ClickFunnels is a software company. We build websites. How like boring and stagnant is that? Yet we've done this to try to build a culture behind that, the people, that it's not just that. Okay, it's ridiculous if you think about it that people send us videos of them crying about software that makes a website. Like, is that like, does Wix have people crying about their website? It doesn't happen, and we get all the time because it's bigger than that. And so if you want to make something bigger than that, that's the whole piece. So that was the biggest thing of the morning session I want to talk about is that vehicle of change. So you guys understand that, because when you understand it, again, you can reverse engineer it and start adding those principles in. All right. Opportunity pitches. This is good. It pitches away from the pain, whereas improvement offers push you through the pain. Always harder to push someone through the pain than it is to take them away from the pain. Okay. Next thing. This is the key. I learned this from Perry Belcher. Never heard it before. And when I started understanding this, it was huge. And he started talking about, like, why do people buy and not buy things? And we have a million different things that we say, right? Well, they have the money, they want it, all sorts of stuff. But if you boil it down to one thing, and it's why we kind of talked about with Lucho a couple times here, status. Status is the only thing that causes people to move or to not move. Okay, and I want to take you through a replay of what's actually happening in your customers' minds. They're sitting on a webinar, right? You're doing your webinar, and you're telling them about stuff, and they're excited. Like, if they're not excited, they're leaving. But everyone who's sitting on for like an hour, 90, how many of you guys have had a webinar? People sit on for 90 minutes and they don't buy at the end, right? So what's happening? They're sitting for 90 minutes with you, hanging out. That's longer than a movie. Like, most people will walk out of a, like, Batman versus Superman. I thought it was really good. People were like walking out because they thought it was so bad. Like, they won't even sit in a movie like that yet. They'll sit on a webinar with you for 90 minutes sitting there, right? And then they don't buy, and you're like, why are they not buying? Okay, and the reason why they're not buying, it all boils down to one thing. It's this, it's status. Okay, they're sitting there and they're trying to figure out, like, if I do this thing, will it increase my status? Every decision that you have ever made in your life, if you really boil it down, it comes back down to this. Okay, what school did you go to? Okay, outside of like schools we have to go, but like when you're picking a college and stuff, right? You went to this school because you thought it would increase your status. You didn't go to this school because you thought it would decrease your status. The person that you married. Why do women like alpha males who are jerks? Because they think that it'll increase their status to be with them. Why do men like trophy wives? Because it increases their status, right? If you look at that, like the people you spend time with, why do you spend time with people? Okay, it's because when they're around you, like, wow, I feel better about myself. Like, it increases or decreases your status. Okay, so all decisions that we are all making, if you look at the core root of it, it's that. And so when somebody's on your webinar and they're sitting there listening to your opportunity, listening to your pitch, and they're going through everything, the thing that they're thinking through is like, man, it's $1,000 to buy this thing. If I buy that thing, a couple things. First off, if it works, wow, like that will increase my status. I'll have a funnel, I'll be making money, all these good things will happen, right? Whatever it is your product is, like it'll increase my status. But then you gotta look on the flip side, like if this doesn't work, what's gonna happen? I look like an idiot. Like I spent $1,000, my wife's gonna see my credit card statement, she's gonna ask me about it. My friends, I'm gonna know that I tried something and I failed again. And so they're going through this thing of like, is the risk of me doing this to increase my status gonna be bigger than the risk of me decreasing my status? And that's really the argument that you're fighting against. And so you understand that, it starts getting into like when you're creating your webinars and you're crafting your things, like how do we give someone a situation where the chances of them increasing their status is 100% and the chance of them decreasing their status is 0? Like that's what you start thinking about, okay, as we're creating these things. And so I'm going to walk up through things. And so the thing that I'm considering going to, is this going to elevate my status or reverse it? That's the core question. So what are the things that increase status? Okay, the appearance of increasing my intelligence, might I feel smarter about this? Okay, power, might I feel more powerful, might I have more wealth, might I have more style, might I have more happiness, might I have better physical appearance. These are things that people want and they desire that increase their status. So as you do this, they're looking at your product, your service, whatever it is, and they're thinking like, is it going to do that for me? Is it going to increase my status in these areas, right? So you got to consciously think through that. And then the opposite side of that is this. Am I going to feel stupid? Okay, and it's true. Like, how many of you guys have ever bought something? You tried it, it didn't work, and then you feel stupid, and you're pissed, and you hate the person you bought it from, you hate yourself, you hate all these things, especially if someone finds out about it. Like, how many of you guys have bought something you don't tell anyone because, like, I don't want anyone to know that I bought this thing because if it doesn't work, I don't want anyone to know. I went on this diet, or I went on this thing, or I went on the Tony Robbins event. I don't want people to know because if it doesn't work, I don't want them making fun of me, right? There's all sorts of things that are going through our heads, and it's so basic and so simple, but when you understand that, it's huge. It's why we're talking about Lucho here. It's why when he's going into these nutrition shops, say, hey, I can help you do nutrition, the first thing, he's in a battle with status. That person's like, dude, I own a nutrition shop. This is my thing. And he's got to convince them that he's got higher status, so they'll never listen to him. That's a hard battle, okay? Especially, I'm guessing that you have a lot of resistance because in that market, like people are, by nature of the alpha of that whole industry, like everyone's got huge status and huge egos, right? And you've got to fight that, and that's like a hard battle, right? And it's happening every single day in all of your sales pitches, the audiences you're going after. And so as you become more aware of it and start thinking through that, it's crazy. So I start thinking through my webinars, like, what are the things that I do that are going to make people feel like it's going to increase their status, right? That's the first thing I'm thinking through. So you look at my things, I'm showing like examples of money we made, sort of examples of people we had a chance to work with, right? Like because my funnels, I had a chance to work with Tony Robbins and Dave Asprey. I start sharing things. It's like, wow, like this funnel thing increased his status, therefore it can increase mine. So I'm looking at those type of things. Then on the flip side of that, I'm like, okay, how do I give them no risk? How do I make it so that no matter what happens, they'll never feel stupid, right? So that comes back to refund rates. It comes back to showing them the process and the path, or not refund rates, refund like guarantees and refund things. All the things I can do so it's like no matter what, if you try this thing, it's not gonna mess with your status at all. Okay, and that's like this weird line that we're playing with the whole time. Because there's no way that someone's spending 90 minutes on your webinar and not interested in your product, right? So that begs the question, what is this keeping them and its status? Okay, a couple of things I wrote down about this. Okay, so if a meet, and the big thing is like, typically when someone first buys something, right, their status automatically drops because I spent money, right? Like in my head, like let's say I'm worth $100,000 and I spent $2,000 on this thing, like I've lost money immediately, so it automatically is decreased status. So it's the risk of the flip side of it increasing. Like that's the gamble. Like am I willing to decrease my status for a little bit in the hopes that the other side will be better? I was explaining this to my wife, and she didn't believe that this concept was true, right? And she's like, well, because I was like talking about like, why do people buy Corvettes or BMWs or really nice cars? And it's like, because they want to increase their status. She's like, well, I would never, I don't want to drive a nice car because whatever. She's like trying to sell me like, no, I'm not into status. Like, I don't care about status. I'm like, okay, well, maybe on the external, you're like, oh, I'm driving this crappy car. I'm driving my minivan because I don't want to increase my status. But think about it, like, why does and my wife doesn't drive a minivan, but if she did, like, why would she drive a minivan, right? It's because it's the flip side. Like, she wants to look like a good mom to her kids. She wants to look frugal. That increases her status. Does that make sense? So it's not just ego of like, I need big important things. Even the flip side of why we make decisions that sometimes keep us down is because that actually is feeding our status. That's why we do those things. It's kind of this weird backwards conundrum that's really interesting when you start thinking about it. What's that?
Buying and curious, right?
Yeah.
You're actually having a certain status saying I'm doing more for the environment, I'm one of those guys.
Exactly, yeah.
It's kind of the same concept that you were saying, like value on their terms, like it's a status on their terms.
Yeah.
That was important to know.
Yeah, that was awesome. You said, we talked about earlier with the giving value on their terms, that you're doing that because that's what increases their status. Like, again, some people join a mastermind because they want to hang out in the group because it elevates their status. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to improve themselves. They just want to hang out in the group because, well, look at all the people I'm hanging out with. You know, they're getting pictures of everybody, and, you know, like, that's part of it. That's a big part of it, right? So those are keys, okay? So start thinking through that more and more as you're creating your offers, and you're creating your pitches, and you're explaining people. Because if you understand that process, that's huge. How many of you guys have ever read the One Sentence Persuasion book? Like 2 of you guys? Okay, this book's awesome. You should all buy it. It's by Blair Warren. You can read it in like less than an hour. It's called The One Sentence Persuasion. And I don't even have the sentence in front of me, do I? I have my image, not the sentence. All right. So basically, the One Sentence Persuasion, if you read the book, and then he has like the sentence and the whole book kind of justifying, explaining it. He says that people will do anything for people who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks to their enemies. You do not have to do all of them, but the more that you do, the more people will follow you, and the more that they will what's the word, bond? Is that the right word? The more they'll bond to you. So you don't have to do all of them at all, but the more you're able to do, the better. And so I want you thinking through this. This is going to be the workshop exercise we do right now, is I want you thinking about your customers, right? And your customers are going through this right now. So first off, like, for your clients, your dream customer that you're going after, what are their dreams? Like, what is it that they really, really want? Okay, and so I'm going to have you guys in a minute to kind of take some notes on that, but like, what is it that they really, really want? Because that's the first thing. Because if you don't think through, like, understand like what their dreams are, it's hard to encourage those dreams, right? Okay, so you have to figure out, like, what are their dreams? So we need to encourage them. And we're going to be doing this through all sorts of, from the webinars, from podcasts, from everything we're going to be doing, we're going to be infusing these things in. Okay, ever since the first time I ever read this book, and I was just like, this is awesome. I have little notes on my desk that have these 5 things, and I'm always trying to weave those things into all my communication style, all the things I'm doing. Okay, so first is encouraging their dreams. Second off, most of your customers, when they come into your world, it's not the first time that they have tried to do this thing, right? It's not the first time they tried to lose weight. It's not the first time they tried to make money. It's not the first time they've tried to lower their taxes, right? They tried it before, it failed, their status decreased, and they're scared to death of that, right? And so you got to understand that. So you got to say, you have to come back and you have to justify their failures, okay? Because it's not their fault they failed. It's because they bought the Atkins diet or the ketone diet or whatever, right? It's because they invested in the wrong guru. It's because you went to Traffic Conversion Summit instead of Funnel Hacker. Like, you pick the right event, you're fine, right? So we got to understand like what their failures are, because if you understand like what, because I guarantee that every one of your customers, for the most part, have failed in the same ways, okay? And so you have to understand that, because if you don't justify it to them, like, look, it's not your fault. Like, it's the big bad person over here, the thing that they can blame it on, then they're not likely to come to you, because there's such a fear of like, well, last time I did it, my status got so decreased. You got to say, look, it's not your fault that happened, and that's kind of the next step there. So figuring out like, what are their failures? What are their fears, and justifying those fears, right? So what are your customers' fears? What are their suspicions? All markets, it seems like there's like in my market, a lot of people, there's like this whole thing of like the internet marketing gurus are like out to get you, and they just want your money, and they don't care about it, right? And so I can like fight against that, like, no, they all love you, which I don't think they do. But it's easier for me to confirm the suspicion. Like, you're right, a lot of people here are scumbags. A lot of people do not care about you. And so you got to be very careful of those people, but there are people who do care, and it's us, right? And so we're confirming their suspicions. Because if you try to like fight against their suspitions, they're going to like, nope, you're one of them then, and they're going to fight against it. So you have to understand, like, they have suspicions. What are those things? And then addressing those and validating it to them. And then the last one here is throwing rocks at their enemies. You need to have common enemies in your business, okay? That's the reason why in that Funnel Hacker TV intro, like, The common enemy we picked are the big VC-backed companies, right? Which happen to be Lead Pages, Infusionsoft, and all my competitors, which is awesome, right? And so like you will see as we weave things through the show and podcasts and all the things we're doing, I'm always throwing rocks at my common enemies. Okay, one of the biggest things we have about ClickFunnels right now is we are refusing to take on any VC money, despite the fact that they are throwing it at us right now. It's really fun. And I tell our community, I'm like, the reason why I will not and the reason why I am not doing that, because you look at Lead Page, you look at Infusionsoft, guess what the issue is? Their customers are the board of directors, right? So they make decisions based on the board of directors. Like, we're different. We care about you guys. Like, we're making decisions based on you because you are our customers, right? So I'm making this us versus them. I'm throwing rocks at our common enemy. And so I'm able to identify that. So for you guys, like, your audience has a common enemy, and you've got to kind of like be on their side and help throw rocks at them, okay? And it's a really fun thing because it makes you can make fun of all your competitors indirectly at a really fun thing. So the next thing is thinking like, who are the common enemies that you can kind of pick on, okay? So for the exercise right now, we're gonna go for about 15 minutes. I'll turn some music on and want you to write through these things and write down 2 or 3, like, what are some dreams that your customers have? What are their failures? What are their fears? What are their suspicions? What are their things? So one half the paper, write down those things, and then the other side of the paper, I want you to think through, like, how should we and how can we address that? Like, how can I bring up, like, what can I do to encourage their dreams? What can I do to justify their failures? Like, what are some things? Okay, so if you guys can do that right now for about 15 minutes, and then after that we'll have some of you guys share what you got.